story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Glad to have you again on CoreTV News on the hour. I am Frank Omalape, and here are some of the stories just coming in. The acting chief judge of Adamawa State has sworn in Bala Ngelare as governor of the state. We're now being joined on correspondent on ground in Adamawa State on the latest development, Martin Dixon. Hello, Martins. Hello, Martins. Well, when Martin is ready, of course, we'll bring you that latest development, what is actually happening right now in Adamawa State. Now, away from that now, let's move on. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission has called off a consultative stakeholders meeting earlier scheduled to commence Wednesday ahead the October 11 governorship by-election in Adamawa State. This followed the court ruling which stopped the by-election and ordered the immediate inauguration of a former deputy governor of the state. The consultative meeting with stakeholders was scheduled by INEC to find out ways of conducting the election in the face of security challenges in the state. CoreTV News learned that all heads of security agencies, including the Inspector General of Police and Department of State Security, were already present before this development. And now, away from there to Ekiti, there is palpable tension in Ado-Ekiti over the reported resumption of the court case between the Ekiti group of professionals, E11 and Governor-elect Dele Farashi. As at the time of filing this report, a combined team of security officers have condoned off all roads leading to the court premises, while the court gates remain closed for now. Though there is no sign of the court sitting anytime soon, but reports have it that the sitting might still take place. If the court does not hold its section throughout, that may confirm reports that there were refused early in the day that the heavy presence of security agents is to prevent the judge from hearing the matter. The simmering crisis in the Labour Party has taken a new dimension, with organized Labour calling on all party members to shun the National Convention slated for October 11 in Akure, Ondo State. Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress said in a joint statement that it was no longer feasible to hold the convention in the state now that Governor Olusegun Mimiko has left the party. The two Labour centers noted that the venue was chosen in deference to the office of the governor, who has returned to the People's Democratic Party. NLC and TUC have also mandated the National Labour Political Commission to organize an all-inclusive stakeholders meeting to discuss a way forward for the party. Former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi has defected to the People's Democratic Party from the All Progressive Grand Alliance. He formerly joined PDP when he played host to a delegation of the party leaders from the Southeast Zone led by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation in Pines and in his private residence in Onitsha. Party spokesman Olisa Metu, who represented the PDP National Chairman Adamu Mwazu, had in an opening speech noted that President Goodluck Jonathan and the party leaders were interested in having Obi in the midst, since he had always backed the Jonathan presidency. Other PDP leaders at the meeting praised the former governor and acknowledged that he was the sole reason the party lost elections in Anambra State and not APGA as a party. The motion to invite Obi to the party was moved by former PDP chairman Okwezileze Onwodo and seconded by Minister of Labour Emeka Nwogu. In accepting to join the ruling party, the former governor said he was now prepared to work for the party as an insider. He also expressed his commitment to working for President Jonathan's re-election in 2015. Governor Rotimi Amechi of Rivers State has taken a swipe at the federal government over the butchered arms deals in South Africa. Amechi, speaking in Ado-Ekiti, says the action of the federal government has given shield for corrupt activities. He also laments reduction in the federal allocation to states, making them run on stringent budget. Rashid has more in this report.
As part of activities marking the 4th anniversary of Governor Coyote Fayemi, Governor Amechi breezed into town to commission projects ranging from a 2-kilometer road at the Ekiti State University and the new Faculty of Medicine in the institution.
The glory of God and for the use of mankind and people of Ekiti State.
The River State Governor got the opportunity he has often craved for to hit at the federal government. He did not waste time as he lashed on the botched arms deal involving the seizure of $9.3 million in South Africa. For him, the development is an extension of the corrupt practices that have taken toll on revenue allocations to states across the country.
What worries me is the Nigerian population. Nobody has been able to ask the federal government what is happening to our resources. Nobody has said to the federal government, why is, since they said 20 billion was not missing, what about $9.3 million in South Africa? Now we're hearing about under 5.7 or 5.7? And the president doesn't care. Nobody cares. So stealing will continue in Nigeria, and then the populace, including you people, are doing nothing. We're just clapping for the president and clapping for the PDP people. I hope that we're able to change that to a more responsible government in 2015.
Amechi also scores the transformation agenda of the President Jonathan administration low.
The people behind this the transformation agenda program are people who benefited from oil subsidy. So not to be prosecuted, they're all behind president and utilizing the oil subsidy money to the detriment of the population.
Amechi's last attempt to visit Ekiti was not palatable as his aircraft was grounded. So how did he make the journey this time?
You can never tell. The level of impunity by the federal government, you can't tell. They can even grab my car.
Fayemi's newfound love of commissioning new projects and parading top guns of the APC in the state to political observers may not be unconnected with the 2015 general elections. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
Well, I'm being told now that Dixie Martins, our correspondent from Adamawa, is now joining us live from Adamawa right now. Hello, Martins.
Yeah, good afternoon, or good evening, Frank.
Yeah, good to have you live again. Just give us the latest right now. Of course, he's been talking about Balangilare. He's been sworn in as the governor of the state. What's the situation? What's the latest right now at the moment?
Yeah, the swearing in was concluded right about 24 minutes after 3. This was at the banquet hall of the government house. And he was sworn in. I know earlier the tenure of the acting chief judge expired yesterday. And then he was sworn in by the president of the customary court of appeal here in Adamawa State. And somebody, Lawan Lagiri, was Justice Lawan Lagiri of the customary court. He's the one that swore Bala Ingilari in as governor. And immediately after the swearing in, he went into a meeting with some stakeholders of the People's Democratic Party. But before then, Ingilari said he doesn't want any vacuum, so he has to announce the chief of staff which he's going to work with. And the person he picked was Honorable Mohammed Chubadu. He is now the chief of staff to the governor, Bala Ingilari. And the governor has promised to run an all-inclusive government, and he called on the judiciary, the legislature, and the civil service to put hands together and move.
1 minute remaining.
Congratulations all over the place, people congratulating him. And one other factor that we saw is that people from all political parties, so some from other political parties, also attended the swearing-in ceremony.
Okay, Martins. Okay, Martins, we'll get back to you again, but of course we have to, at this point, hold you there. We know that a lot is going on there, and just, of course, stay on the ground and give us the latest whenever we need to hear what is going on. Thank you at the moment for now.
Thank you so much.
You're watching CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take a short break now. Be back with more stories outside this time.
Glad to have you join us on another edition of The Political Arena, the most detailed and incisive political show.
If you are a sitting governor and the opposition is able to stomach structure against you, that means you are wicked to the people.
They gave me 20 minutes to move or they will shoot me.
He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before he perishes.
The PDP as a ruling party has failed.
So anybody who thinks that government will fold his hands and allow miscreants to take over the streets of our own state and cause havoc is deceiving himself.
The good, bad, ugly, and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on CoreTV News.
Glad to have you back now. The Bring Back Our Girls group is calling for a global week of action from October 11 to 18 to mobilize worldwide action for the rescue of the 219 schoolgirls abducted from Chibok in Borno State in April 2014. This is with a view to the pushing of the Nigerian authorities and other government involved in rescue effort to expedite action. The protest movement also hopes that the International Day of the Girl Child, which falls on October 11, will help drive the global call for action. A Bring Back Our Girls group said in a statement that it wonders how the world will move on when over 200 girls have for almost 6 months been in captivity. The group added that October 14 will make it exactly 6 months since the girls were abducted, and it wants people sympathetic to recourse to hold vigils in their community, especially at Nigerian embassies. Now, the federal government's priority is to rescue all Nigerians in the captivity of violent Boko Haram. Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Michael Mary, made this known in a statement made available to journalists in Abuja on Tuesday. Mary said the insurgents could never win the war against Nigeria and urged the Boko Haram fighters to surrender as their colleagues had done. The NOA boss commended Nigerians for their cooperation with security forces, adding that the fight against insurgency was going on as planned. Mary also enjoined Nigerians to report suspicious persons and movements to nearby security agencies or simply send text messages to 112, a security code meant to pass information to the security forces. The flag officer commanding Nigerian Navy Western Command, Sami Alade, said his men have intercepted well over 2,050 liters containers with stolen petroleum products on the Ikorodu waterways, with operations still ongoing. He added that arrested suspects are currently undergoing investigation and that those capable will be paraded and handed over to appropriate authorities after the probe. Our correspondent Omotayo Alo has more when he went to the briefing organized by the Western Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy for journalists.
The operation, which started on Sunday and still ongoing, has resulted in the map-up of over 2,050 liters containers of stolen petroleum products recovered from stolen pipeline vandals operating along Areko, Majidun, Makoko and Ogolonto water creeks in the state. The flag officer commanding of the Western Naval Command, Sami Alade, ascribed the success of the operation to quality information rendered by members of the public, while calling for more of such cooperation to uncover all the hideouts of oil thieves.
It is my hope also that those arrested at the end of the day, those found, culpable at the end of the day, when, handed over, will be appropriately prosecuted. Okay? That is my hope also.
The commander who led the operation team on the Majidun waterways speaks on the success attained so far.
We had a very good plan based on intelligence and surveillance carried out over the operations area where we are operating right now. And we got in there and got our job done with so much ease.
Speaking on the next line of action, the flag officer commanding of the Western Naval Command reveals that the recovered petroleum products will be handed over to the NNPC for safe custody until the operation is over.
The arrested products will be handed over to PPMC later today for storage pending termination of the operation.
A manager of NNPC, who was also present at the briefing, commended the efforts of the Nigerian Navy and added that the success of the operation has helped salvage the crippling status of the country's economy.
It's the first time I'm seeing this kind of massive catch anywhere. And I have it on good authority that the management of NNPC and PPMC are going to work closely with the Navy because we are impressed by what we see. We do analysis because we don't know the quality as it is. It's not taken from a depot, it's taken on the line. There could be mud, there could be other contaminants inside. So we do an analysis. Once we confirm good product, we send it back into the system. Of course, the system will record it that there's so much recovered and brought back into the system.
Officials of the Nigerian Navy later hand over the recovered products to the NNPC for safekeeping. 2,000 containers containing petroleum products and counting is the success story behind the Awusi operation, which means Operation Scatter, taken up by the Nigerian Navy. Even as today witnessed the handover of this product to the right authorities, it is expected that Nigerians desist from practice that would further endanger the economy of the country. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Meanwhile, residents of Ikorodu area of Lagos have frowned at the traffic gridlock brought about by security checks by security agencies comprising men of the Nigerian Army and the Navy. The development, which follows Sunday's raid on suspected vandals in the Majidu community of the area, has left the residents and motorists severely complaining about the endless wait in traffic. They fear the worst, especially as workers prepare to resume work on Wednesday after the Eid al-Kabir holiday. Our correspondent Oluwashi Aduwike completes this story from our studios. Just this Sunday, the combined team of security officials uncovered this development in the Majidu area of Ikorodu. Though the security sweep has earned them praises, the activities of the security operatives have left a sore taste in the mouth of majority of the residents and motorists.
Anti-ball creates this thing. So, and dissolving the food people since yesterday is unbearable. My appeal is that when they do things, I think the excesses of the officers should be checked.
It's too much, yo. Past almost half an hour now. We are inside the hold-up. So no movement, nothing. We don't know what happened. Today, I just said that I should go to my work today. So, past 4 days now, I've been in my house.
This traffic is from all these Navy people, and they are not following the instruction. If they follow instruction, the go-slow cannot be like this. So I want government to tell them to reduce the go-slow. Tomorrow's work, now everybody is going to work. Now, from now till evening, I saw the go-slow will be both go and come back. It's very bad.
Surprisingly, this lone voice refused to toe the line of others.
Well, what I will say is that what they are doing is rightly good in order to curb the activities of the bunkers, because the federal government have put in place that anything oil theft must be stopped. And right now, this is what they are trying to do. We can have patience with them in order to make things good for us.
The residents and motorists have, however, appealed to the government to call the security operatives to order in order to reduce the traffic gridlock on the road. Paduma is a village located inside Asokoro, one of the most expensive districts in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. But unlike their high-profile neighbors, residents of the community do not have access to basic amenities. Panya Sanyo now reports on the forgotten settlement inside Asokoro.
This is Paduma settlement in the heart of highbrow Asokoro district in Abuja. Over 300,000 people live here. The community also has about 400 houses. Over the years, the village has remained unattended to by relevant authorities in spite of its location. Now, the inhabitants have taken their destiny in their own hands. Members of the community provide water and other social amenities for themselves.
There is no water, there is no pipe-borne water here. We solely depend on boreholes. And most of the boreholes, they are not dug or dig, will I say dig, because it's somehow salty, and you find out that there are a lot of particles in it. And the people in this area, they are the kind of people that they don't care so much about the quality of water they drink.
Most of the source of water here, they are well. So there's no underground water. We are not getting correct underground water. That some of the water, when you fetch it, you'll be seeing spirogyra. So you will have known that, yes, people are not taking care of the tanks and everything. So the water is not potable enough for drinking.
This water vendor is one of many who are feeling the void here, but he has to walk several miles every day to meet the demand of his many customers. But how many of these local containers will put food on the table for this man? The people here are not so happy with what they described as neglect from government. Roads within the community are either impassable or non-existent. The residents say just a kilometer of road will bring them relief.
Well, I was facing about light, but now there is light. And the second thing, road. And water is scarce for people. It's not as people don't normally have water. So water is so scarce for us, and the road is not good.
The road is bad. Today is because there is it's not raining. It's raining. You will not like to enter here. Here will not be good.
This woman, who has spent over 2 years here, says there's no single health center to attend to the hundreds of thousands of residents. So, when anyone gets sick, how do they get medical attention?
There's no any health center. It's all these shoddy treatment that people receive from chemists, because I'm a medical personnel, but I used to hear people, they just say there's a nurse. That's why by the time that you go there, sometimes they go and make a step in order to know whether it's true that they are receiving. And the people that I discovered that they are chemists, they are not even auxiliary nurses that know what they are doing. They don't know the implication of what they are doing, that they are just mishandling the people's life anyhow. So there's nothing about, or concerning health, nothing to be written about.
What about hospital? Is there any hospital here?
No, there is no hospital except chemist.
So when you're sick, how do you go about it?
We went to Asokolo General Hospital.
But one thing the residents are happy about is the presence of a police post. But this has not stopped them from engaging the service of a local vigilante group. But these people have not lost hope. They believe the authorities could still do something, especially as elections are around the corner. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
You're still watching CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take another break now. We'll be back shortly. Join us again.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Outside Nigeria now, fighting continues to rage in the Syria-Turkey border town of Kobin, with Islamic State militants moving into southern district. The US-led coalition has carried out more airstrikes to try to aid the Kurd defenders. However, Turkish President Recep Tayyip, when airstrikes were not enough and Kobin was about to fall. Monitors say at least 400 people have died in 3 weeks of fighting for Kobin, and 160,000 Syrians have fled. Support says a Kurdish demonstrator has been killed in clashes with Turkish police in the town of Vertu as Kurds widen their protests against what they view as Turkey's inaction over Kobin. In the latest clashes, the UK-based monitoring group, the Observatory for Human Rights, said it had crossed into southern district of Kobin, taking over many buildings. However, the observatory said heavy fighting had forced ISIS to pull back from the eastern district its fighters had entered on Monday evening. It also suggested many ISIS fighters had been killed in an ambush by Kurdish fighters. The town is now besieged on 3 sides. A humanitarian mission to evacuate few thousand civilians left in Kobe continued on Tuesday. And that's it up on CoreTV News at this time. Thank you for watching. I am Frank Omanape. I'll see you soon.